guys, welcome back to Cooking with Gloria. Today I want to share with you a very delicious chorizo spaghetti that I know you guys are going to love and enjoy. But first things first, my apron is on, my hands are clean, and I am ready to show you my ingredients. Ingredients. I have salt, garlic cloves, onion powder, black pepper, tomatoes, chorizo, homemade chorizo that you already have on my channel. You have the delicious recipe, and pasta. This is everything we need. So let's get started and let's make it at home and enjoy it with our families. I want to start with my pasta. I have already water getting nice and hot on the stove, and I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, 1 tablespoon of salt, and I'm going to start cooking all my pasta. It really doesn't take too long, maybe like 4 to 5 minutes. Look at this. Once it starts getting nice and hot, the pasta will sink in right to the bottom, and we're just going to go ahead and let it cook for about 5 minutes. While my pasta is cooking, let's go ahead and start rinsing my tomatoes. You know, this is a very important part because we want to make sure that we rinse our veggies. Once they are nice and rinsed, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting them. And I'm making little squares out of them. First, I'm going to slice it and then cut it in little squares. I want to cut in little squares so it will incorporate completely into the chorizo. Look at this. I'm going to add just a little bit so you could see. Just like that. The smaller, the better. Well, I'll continue slicing and cubing my tomato. The tomato really gives it a delicious flavor to the chorizo. And now I'm adding it here to the plate. And I'm going to go ahead and start dicing my garlic cloves. I have 2 garlic cloves that I'm going to dice really finely. I want to make sure that they're very small so that the garlic really release all the delicious flavor into the chorizo and the tomato. Once this is done, I'm just going to go ahead and put it in the same plate where I have my tomato. Okay, let's go ahead and let's check how our pasta is doing. Okay, let me check it and see if it's al dente. Perfect. This is exactly how I want it, al dente. I'm going to reserve 1 cup of the liquid. I'm going to go ahead and reserve it because we are going to use it. I'm going to go ahead and just take out all the excessive water. But I'm not going to rinse the pasta. I'm going to leave it just as it is. I have a pan nice and hot. And to this, I'm going to go ahead and add my chorizo. This chorizo is homemade. And you have the recipe on my channel. But if you want to go ahead and buy store-bought chorizo, that's perfectly fine. To the chorizo, I'm going to add a little bit of vegetable oil because this chorizo doesn't have enough oils in order for it to get nice and crispy. I'm going to cook it for about 4 to 5 minutes. When it gets really nice and crispy, I'm going to add the tomato and the garlic. Let's incorporate completely until the tomato really disappears. I'm adding the spices right now. And I'm not going to add any salt to this because the chorizo already has enough salt. Once it starts cooking, you could see the little pieces of the tomato, but a few minutes later, you're going to start moving it around and you'll see that the tomato is going to disappear completely. And you're going to get that delicious, look at this. It's nice and disappeared. And now is the time that you're going to add the liquid and your pasta. I got so excited that you know something, I didn't even record that part. But here I'll show you. I added the liquid and the pasta, and I'm gonna let it cook for just 2 to 3 minutes. I'm gonna mix it around, making sure that the pasta is covered completely with the chorizo. Let me go ahead and mix it around. Look at this. This smells amazing. It smells delicious. My home smells amazing. You could really smell the chorizo. It's so penetrated, and I know that it's gonna penetrate a lot into the pasta. Okay, this is completely done, and I am ready to prepare my plate. And I'm going to be very generous, adding some pasta, adding some chorizo right on the top of my pasta. You know, the liquid and the chorizo, I'm going to add it right on the top, making sure that I cover all the pasta. I know that this looks amazing, and I can't wait to taste it. I'm going to add some pepper flakes right on the top, and then I'm going to add the parmesan cheese, and I'm going to be very generous. This is a delicious recipe. I hope, my friends, you give it a try. Enjoy it with your family. If you don't like spicy food, skip the pepper flakes. See you in a bit. I am completely done with this chorizo pasta. I added some chili flakes and some parmesan cheese right on the top. My home smells amazing, and I can't wait to taste it. Let's see how this came out. I know that your mouth is watering because this is just amazing. Excuse me. You know something? The taste of the chorizo really penetrated the pasta. This just came out amazing, delicious. Once you try it, you're going to continue making it at home. You know something? My family really loved this pasta with the chorizo. If you liked and loved my recipe, I invite you to subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, share my video on social media with your friends, with your relatives, so Cooking with Gloria keeps growing. Don't forget to push that notification bell, and if you did, leave it activated, so every time I make a delicious recipe, yes, you are going to be notified. Before I say I see you soon, I wish you nothing but the best. Peace and love. And of course, I will stay enjoying this delicious pasta. Like, subscribe, and share. And see you on next delicious recipe. Bye-bye.